You know, for trying to remember my days still. Yeah.
I know, right? Yeah, it's crazy right now, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's great. But yeah, I want to ask you first, like, you know, it's Monday, so like, how was your weekend? Because I know like every weekend's different right now because you know we're all adapting to
Everything that's
this.
going on. I mean, yeah, my weekend's been good. I mean, honestly, my girlfriend and I just been getting to like a routine of things as far as
Yeah,
like what we do. I mean, to try to keep things as like fresh and fun as possible. I mean, find new
yeah,
movies. We play a lot of video games. I mean, I'm still blessed to be able to work at this home studio that that I work at. So I mean, I manage. You feel me? But I mean,
uh,
it gets difficult. But you
yeah,
know, I think for like safety reasons, I'm not gonna
mm,
ever like encourage anyone, my people, or you know anyone around me to jump the gun and do something
yeah,
like that because I've heard a couple countries did something like that. Like even Korea opened up the club and they
mm-hmm,
actually have 480 new cases because it fits 600 people and
yeah,
480 of those people got it. So you know, I always said that like with our country, it's not really gonna work out with the whole, you know, depending on the people who
yeah,
are going to quarantine to do it because they think it's best for society. A lot of people are really self-centered, you know. So I think it's really hard to just say, hey, let's all just move, let's go. And you know, in Atlanta, our governor is just like, you know, I think he's tripping super hard.
yeah,
I'm like, dude, it's just, you know, the numbers are going up. You know, if anything, you're trying to make us stay inside more. You know, so
exactly.
but
Yeah,
you know, and I know it's pressure. You know, so and I'm not a part of that, so I can't talk
mm-hmm,
too much on something that I'm not a part of. I'm just a musician
exactly.
or whatever. But you know what I mean? That's just how
Yeah.
I feel as a person, citizen,
Well,
whatever.
yeah, I was gonna say too, like, it's Monday. So do you, like, is your regimen like, do you wake up at a certain time every day, or do you kind of?
Yeah, so I'm kind of an insomniac. I only sleep about 3 or 4 hours a night, so I'll go to
I
bed
feel you.
around like it matters, you know what I'm saying? Like if I do like MMA or like do boxing or something like that, that's different because I actually have gotten drained. But you know, you're talking about nowadays, so like it's more of you know, waking up at like 8, 9 in the morning, kind
Yeah.
of getting like a little morning stretch in, probably hop on the game for a little bit,
Uh
make
huh.
breakfast, cook, you know, and and then just figure out the day, you know, try to keep busy, work out sometimes. It's hard, you know. It's just
Yeah.
like, you know,
Trust me,
you
I
wanna,
feel you.
and you know, for me personally, I can't just like I'm okay with the rules, but I definitely need to go like take a drive or something. You know, I'll
Hmm.
take like a drive. Maybe I'll go downtown and come back or something like that, just to
Yeah.
keep my
Just to stay in
blood
the car,
flowing.
but
You
you
know,
should get
yeah,
out.
just to see stuff. It's just
Yeah.
healthy,
Yeah.
you know. So I feel like there's ways around. I think, you know, I don't encourage anything public gatherings or whatever, but I mean, I still get my exercise in. You know, there's no
Yeah.
excuses to not do the things that I'm supposed to
Yeah.
do. You know, so.
Dope. Dope. Well, yeah. Growing up, I think you have one of the dopest names.
Oh,
Like,
really?
you have a name literally like how there's the one artist names. You just Tron. It sticks. It's a good name. Like
Appreciate
growing up, did you always love your name, or like because I hated my name at one point and then I kind of
it.
grown to love it. But
Right,
then
right.
like Tron's such a unique, dope name, and it like stands on its own a lot. It's dope.
Well, I mean, I've always loved my name as far
Uh
as
huh.
because it's so unique that even I remember
Yeah.
in school, like sometimes teachers would ask me like, "Why they call you Tron?" You know what I'm saying? Like I'm like,
Yeah.
just because my name. Or, oh, dude, imagine if I go to GameStop, it's like when I go to GameStop, it's like I'm sorry, hold on.
Yeah. You're
I
good.
thought somebody in the session. No, but I'm going to GameStop. They'll be like, it's your first name Mega? I was like, oh, ha, ha, ha. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's just cool having, you know what I'm saying? The unique name, that part was super super cool because it was like, I felt that I stood out, and
Hmm.
it was my thing. Yeah, my dad actually named me, and then he told me the meaning. You know, and
Yeah.
of course, like the movie with the whole futuristic thing,
Uh
like,
huh.
you know, not to be cliche, like, oh, I'm the future or whatever, so to
Yeah. Yeah.
say. You know, and that drew inspiration from my video and everything too. So you know, yeah, I love it.
Yeah. That's super dope. Yeah, that's a name like you're. I could just imagine like in the future how much more you're gonna do with it. So that name stands a testament of the time for sure. Um,
Appreciate that.
you
Appreciate
know,
that.
I was gonna say, growing up, you were in the industry. Um, did what did you want to do first when you grew up? Like, what was one of your main things you wanted to do when you were old enough? Was it always music, or was it a lot of people want to do different things? Not just because you're in the industry family
Right,
means you want to
in
do
the
music
lanes, right.
automatically.
Right. Well, for me, so you want to say the first thing that I wanted to be? I wanted to be a race car driver.
That's
I
super
wanted to be a
dope.
race car driver. I had at least like 600 to 700 Hot Wheels cars, and it
Yeah.
was awesome because I mean, the thing is that I naturally fell in love with music just like
Hmm.
myself, and that's why I'm
Yeah.
glad that it happened that way because otherwise I would feel a certain expectation or even pressure. And not that I don't, it's just not as much because I know I'm really doing it because I love it, not
Yeah.
because it's a easy way or just the whatever the cliche answer would be.
Yeah.
My parents just really encouraged me to do whatever I wanted to do, but whatever I did, just be the best at it.
Hmm.
And that was pretty much it. As long as I do the best, I could be the best bowler or fireman if I wanted to. The
Uh-huh.
fact that I had the choice, and I think that's something that I would tell my kids. The fact that I had the choice, I would give them the choice too. It's like that makes you feel like you're free to be a human, and all the stuff that the outside world tells you, you can kind of isolate because at the end of the day you're doing what you want to do. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So that
Yeah.
made everything a lot easier. So and of course, growing up in such a industry or whatever, like the
Hmm.
way it's like because of all the stuff that goes on around it, it's hard at times. It was hard at times, but
Yeah.
at the end of the day, I think I'm glad that especially my mom made the decision that she made to keep me in the school program, and
Hmm.
maybe, I went to college. Even I went to college because I wanted to go for music, obviously, and that was the only thing I was going to do because by the end of high school, I was like, okay, I made my mind up.
Yeah. You know
So
what you
like
want to do.
exactly what I wanted to do. Right.
Uh-huh.
So so the fact that I had the choice, that made my life a lot smoother. Let's just say it that way. You feel me?
Dope, dope. Yeah, and one thing I respect you so much because I feel, a lot of, like you said, kids in the industry, they, hurry up and run to reality TV or don't go to college because, they just want the hype of it. I really
Right.
respect, like you said, you went to school, you weren't in the limelight, you wanted to put like your education in and study your craft to be the best you could
Right.
be.
Right.
So like was it always your intention? Like because I think like I said, I respect you for that a lot.
Appreciate that, man. I appreciate
Yeah,
that. Like seriously. I mean, that was what was the question again? Like
just
the
like
actual question.
it's dope that like you didn't run to reality TV or run on a show because a lot of kids, I
Pretty much
get
like
it.
my reasoning for doing it.
Yeah, like
Yeah. So, man, I mean, it really comes. It comes like this. Like I've been doing music since I was 8. I've been a drummer since I was 8 years old. I taught myself how to play drums, and ever since that, I really
crazy. That's
wanted to
awesome.
just keep going to that direction. And
Yeah,
and of course, my parents were like, "Hey, if you choose that, that's great. We can help you." You know what I'm saying? If not,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
fine. So again, because I had that choice, it made everything a lot better. So
Hmm.
it made me want to see what my limitations were, and then by the end of high school, trust me, while I'm saying this as an adult, I'm about to be
Yeah,
23 years old. You could ask me this question when I was 16 or something. I would probably give you a pretty reckless, not a reckless answer, but an answer of a 16-year-old. Like, bro,
yeah,
I'm in a high school right now. Yeah, of course I want to be on TV.
TV.
Like, you know what I'm saying? What you mean, bro?
Yeah,
But
yeah,
it's like at the same time, and I think I did a couple. Yeah, I did a couple times. It's like my mom shows, and just I was in a couple
yeah.
music videos. So like, and there were offers and stuff with all the like Nicks and Nickelodeons and Disney and all
Hmm.
that stuff, but they knew that that was not the right industry to bring me in so early.
Yeah,
And me, being the person that I am, realizing who I am now today, I don't think I would have it any other way. You feel me? Because
yeah.
even when I was in college, you got to keep in mind that's like when I was really able to spread my wings. Before that, I'm just doing high school and
Yeah.
dealing with just that. It's private schools, good schools, but it's like I'm switching around schools, and it's just there's people and all this kind of stuff. You're always being asked, what, why are you here and stuff. So
Yeah,
you
yeah,
you really gotta differentiate yourself from the whole, take it apart from the whole situation, and that's the whole, that's the whole anomaly. But when it came to college itself, I was like, all
hmm
right, I do want to push myself. I want to go past that limit. So I actually got into Berkeley, which is a college in Boston. For
yeah,
people who don't know, it's predominantly a music college, but
hmm
you're going for instruments. So like I didn't want to just limit myself to just being a drummer because I knew that I wanted to do other stuff. But at the
yeah,
time, I was definitely like, I was a little more timid
yeah.
because that's when all that, I'm older now. So I'm realizing
Yeah,
that people are
you know.
looking at me a certain way. So it's an expectation factor. You know what I'm saying? So now I have to dive into this college thing and figure out, now people in my college know who I am. They know I'm coming.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So all that kind of stuff played a factor. But then, I was able to take this music production degree, and it was
Hmm.
actually my dad that encouraged me to change my degree because he doesn't know how to read music, and I knew how to read percussion music, but I didn't know how to read theory,
Okay.
like the piano. And so
Yeah.
now I know how to read piano theory, of course. But I mean, I was in it for like what, 3.5 years, and I actually sacrificed 6 more months to change my degree. But I knew if I was going to do it, now would be the time before I really dive into the industry, because once I dive in, I don't know about having time. I mean, my mom got into
Exactly.
PLC when she was going to Georgia State. She wishes she could finish too, but obviously, you know, you have
Yeah, it's
obligations. You
hard to
know, once you get
balance.
started, you're started. So,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and I had to find my sound, and thanks to my awesome engineer right here. Shout out to
What's
JJ.
up?
Yes, sir. We've been working for 6 years, man. Like
Uh-huh.
he's been with me since college. So, you know, and we're in the studio, as you can see, as we
Yeah.
speak, and you know, we're
Super
cooking up.
dope.
So, but you know, that's what I'm saying. Like all these organic relationships that I developed, all the stuff that I, you know, built through with college, the struggles, even learning all the theory itself. It was hard, but at the end of the day, like getting through it and
Yeah.
graduating itself was a big thing to me, because I knew it was a choice factor. I could step into the
Yeah.
industry at any point, but getting a degree was a you know, I was in a class where, you know, the class of 2018 or 19, all my
Mm-hmm.
friends were going to be graduating, so I had to make a choice, you know. So
Yeah.
it was really my own intentions that really led me to just finish strong, and you know, and a lot of encouragement and support, of course, on my side. You know what I'm saying? But those are some. You can ask my engineer right here. Those are some crazy times. It was a lot of late nights. Those were like the assignments. I mean, I would fly him down just to help me out with assignments. And
Simon.
even in Atlanta, I'm in Florida. I'm like, bro, they telling me to do a 12-hour assignment right now, man. I need your help, bro. Like, it was crazy.
It's
It
super
was
dope.
crazy. But hey, I look back, I'm so happy with all the experiences that I had, especially in college and in the real world, you know, because I mean that's the one thing, you know, when you have a setup, what do they say, automated like economy, when you go into the
Yeah.
real world, you know, it's a real, you know, it's a coin toss, you know what I'm
Yep.
saying?
Yep. You
So
never
I
know.
mean, you know, and I've learned a lot through my years. I mean, I'm only 22, but I was to be 23 in about a like month and some change now. Yeah, June 2nd is my birthday. So, you know, it's crazy, but you know, I feel like as far as placement goes, I'm right where I want to be as far as like my like as an artist. You know,
Okay.
mentally ready. I was mentally ready more than anything after I got older, and I was able to like really even get tougher skin and just learn from
Yeah.
my parents, learn, you know, for myself. And so, you know, and here we are.
Yeah.
Here
Definitely.
we
You
are.
know, another thing I really like about your style is super dope. Like your fashion sense. I think you have a
Fashion?
dope style, look, everything. Yeah, it's just dope. You know, like growing up was was that a major thing to you? And who like influenced you fashion wise and style wise?
Yeah, it's so funny. Like that was a big thing. I always got criticized for like, you know, like fashion. I feel like I was always pretty early with it. I was wearing the drop crotch pants in like 2011 or something like
Like
that. And
yeah,
I was ordering all my clothes from these like Japanese and Korean websites. And so
because
like,
they have them first before.
yeah, they'd have them first.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and growing up, I went to Japan like 15 times because my mom always had tours out there, and I would have the
Yeah.
summers to just go. So, you know, I had a lot of fashion sense. I had a lot of fashion just knowledge just growing up. Did some like
Mm-hmm.
modeling stuff. Still to this day, do some modeling stuff. So like, it's always been, and I think that my fashion will change. Always like changes. It goes through like phases and stuff. Like I
Yeah.
remember I had like a super like death metal phase. I grew up on metal rock music. So like in like I think 2000 like 12, 13, especially like when I was really getting deep into my drums. Like I was
Uh-huh.
wearing spikes and stuff. I had like the skull caps and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
That's super
I
dope.
had the spike. Yo, I had these Vans, bro. I had to spike out all the Vans, bro. The whole fucking thing. Like that's what I'm saying. But see, I think I stay consistent with it because I just add on, and like with my
Yeah.
maturity, I'm like, okay, you know, like sometimes I remember I would like maybe like a little too much. Like I'll have like
Yeah,
a
yeah.
whole like robe on and this and that. I'm like, okay, that might be a bit much. Let me do that again, fall back and just recreate. So, you know, fashion itself is a thing that just continues to develop for me. And like I think I've been pretty done with my super designer oriented phase as far as
Yeah.
like I remember like in college, like I was wearing just like super just straight up designer stuff, but then like I was really I'm like getting more back into like one of a kind stuff, like, you know, a
Yeah.
lot of vintage shops, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and then adding more like that, you know, with your accessories and whatnot, jewelry and whatnot. So, you know, it's a developing thing, but
It's a
yeah,
thing.
fashion,
No,
that's a
I
big one.
think it's super dope, like you said, like because that's what people in America don't realize. Like the stuff is out in other
Yeah.
countries way before us. We're like the
We're
last
just
people to get it.
a lot of us are a little closed minded. We need to
Yeah,
open our
too
minds up.
close-minded. Exactly. Yeah.
Mm.
Well, you know, let's talk about music. You know, I know you
Yeah.
dropped Reflections in May 2018.
2018. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
Oh my God, bro. That's crazy, man. Hey, you know, so the crazy thing about Reflections, I'm gonna just like tell you this. So like, the backstory of that whole EP was that like,
Uh-huh.
you know, around that time, I just really like, you know, met my engineer. We had like a whole like group of friends and everything. We was just like doing music, and he's actually the one that encouraged me to get more into my singing element.
Okay.
And when I say that, like, this is when that like the obstacles come. You remember we were talking
Yeah.
about that earlier.
Uh-huh.
So like, I was producing before the actual artistry part. I was a drummer before that, and I was writing. I wrote poems. I wrote like
Yeah.
bars or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Lyrics or whatever. I knew how to write, but I didn't know what my actual sound would be. And the whole thing was I didn't really want to be a singer because, of course, my mom's a singer. But then does that add this huge facade that I have to this thing I have to live up to just to be what I want to be? So that was a huge thing. But see, that was just a mental aspect of mine that I was creating a barrier for myself. And he was just like, you know, and it's not that I ever had yes people around me, but I never had people who I guess who were super to the point. And he and I really didn't even get along like that at first. Like I kind of hated his guts, and because he would be like, "Yo, do it this way." I'm like, "Bro, why is this guy such a fucking dick?" You know what I'm saying? And he'd be like, "Yo, you know what's with this guy?" You know. But and we had like our other friend, shout out my boy Prophet. He's one who like, you know, like because I met him, you know, and this was his, you know, they were friends and everything. So I was like, "Yo, what's up with your boy?" You know what I'm saying? But you know, no, but we hit it off, and he was and I did this one verse, and I was like. And I did something, and he was like, "Dude, why don't you do more of this kind of stuff instead of just straight like rapping? Why don't you sing more?" I was like, "Bro, man, you know, my mom's a singer, and it's like this, you know, it's this kind of thing." He's like, "Bro, but why?" Like, he's like, "No one ever, you know what I'm saying?" He's like, well, "What's that guy
Why
doing?"
not?
Pretty much like, "Fuck that," you know what I'm saying? Just do you. I was like, "Yeah, I could, right?" And so then. I was like I said, I was really getting deep into my production game, and so then I was making beats, and so then I was like, you know what? You know, I want to show people that I do stuff. I'm doing something. You know what I'm saying? I want to show what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I'm at this college, and you know, my parents don't know what I'm doing. You know, only people know what I'm doing are people around me. You know, so I have my boys around me, and I remember so I made all the beats for Reflections, and he engineered everything. I wrote everything, and I remember I had, you know, by the time I had the whole thing done, it was like crazy. I was like, wow, we have like 5-6 songs done. And it was like I'm just all writing about either experiences or just like, you know, whatever you're feeling. It was at those ages or whatever. I was like 18 when I did that. But it was a huge statement for me to release something because I was like, I want to show what I'm serious about. I think that I can do this. You know what I'm saying? So and then of course, you know, I was always warned about getting into this because I have to be able to handle it, and that's something that no one can teach me. I got to earn that, you know, and that's where I base all my like work off of. I have to earn all this respect, all that stuff. I can't buy your respect. You know what I'm saying? So with Reflections, I brought the whole EP to them. To my parents, I was like, "Hey, this is what I'm doing," you know, and they were like, "Oh, wow." You know what I'm saying? Okay, you know. I was like, I got an engineer down in Florida. I was like, I made the beats, we wrote the songs, and then, you know, I was like, you know, we just did it, and they were just like pretty blown away because it was like I didn't say anything, you know. I was just, you know, I'm just just chilling with the boys, and then I just came up with it. But I wanted to show that's how serious I was. I wasn't gonna lean on them for anything.
And that's
for the
dope.
beat,
You showed them the full body of work without telling
full
them.
body of work, and it's like, okay, you know, y'all can help me where you can help me, and especially you know, and especially my mom's super, you know, close and deep involved. You know what I'm saying? Like as far as like, you know, my career and everything, and that's great, you know. But at the same time, as far as everything that I do, I mean, you know, we just work ourselves here. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that I always love because I get to grow as an artist organically. You know, and that's the cool thing even about going forward to Captions was that everything was just so organic, man. I mean, I couldn't put it any more like simple as that, you know. I mean, beat from scratch, lyrics from scratch, you know. Shout out to my man Corey Mo for you know, for the beat. Shout out to my man Gifted, the other writer that was on the beat. You know what I'm saying? And that I like when I can see things play out for myself, you know. And there was no aid with it, because then at one point, you know, you can't lean on where you come from to complete your life or to make it. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that I feel that even it's not just celebrity kids. It's just any. I feel like if you're a part of a lineage, you could be Prince Eric. You could be a part of a, you know, y'all all lawyers, all your family. You know, oh God, I got to be the next lawyer now. No, you don't. You know what I'm saying? But if you want to, then do
more
it. You know
power
what I'm
to
saying?
you.
And so that's
Yep.
what I really want to put my whole basis off of. That's what I base my whole life off of. It's just, you know what I'm
Hmm.
saying, independent thinking, you know? And
That's
so
super dope.
and here
Like
we are.
just knowing your process. That's super dope.
Appreciate it. I
Yeah,
appreciate it.
another thing too, like, I know every artist is different. How do you create? Like, do you make a beat first? Do you write first? Like, do you write a hook and then make a beat off it? Like, what is your process usually?
I mean, every song is like different, you know.
Hmm.
Sometimes cause like nowadays, I mean, I work with like a lot of various producers and stuff. I don't
Yeah,
have as much time as I did back then to
yeah.
just make all my own beats, unfortunately.
Hmm.
But you know that I think that gives me, cause the thing about
Oh, you're good. You're
yeah,
good.
can you text? Yeah, can you hit up Jovan? So that I'm listening. Is there anything? Actually, I'll go to the other room. Can you go to the other room? Yeah, but every song is different. I mean, this,
Yeah,
huh? No. Call him. He was trying to call me. Just call him real quick. Yeah, but no, every song is different. You know, I feel like it just matters. It just matters the vibe. You know, sometimes I start out with the beat first, and then other times I'll have just like a scratch template, and then we'll just create. It
yeah,
just, I guess it just matters like the session, like the hours and stuff. Like if I don't have a lot of hours to work, then I mean I'm not gonna, you know, be able to go from scratch. Say I had 6 hours, I'm okay. You know, I got a lot of buddies that got beats, you know, and then they send it to me.
yeah,
And
yeah,
usually what I do, and this is a technique that I actually learned from my dad when we were recording, you know, this is a songwriting technique. It's hard to memorize a song, you know, when you just have it all written down like on your notes or on paper. And
yeah,
so I developed a process where we just, you know, make, it's not mumble tracks, but it's flow tracks. So you have like 3 different flow tracks. Okay, you vision the
hmm,
and then you go and you fill it in, you know, and then you go and fill in the lyrics, because then you don't have to think about, oh my God, I have this 2.5 minute song with like
yeah.
X amount of lyrics now. Now I got to remember every single thing and every single
Everything.
flow, and it's frustrating. And it cuts down on
Yeah.
time and money. You know, all this kind of stuff you have to take into perspective. Something that you're not thinking unless you get real world experiences. That time is of the essence. You got to make it work.
Uh
You know what
huh.
I'm saying? So we do that, and then you know, and then when you get the flows, you fill in the blanks, you fill in the subjects, and then boom. I feel like it's like creating a robot. You know, start from
That's super
scratch.
dope. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah.
You can hit
You
it
know.
at every angle when you do it that way. You know what I'm saying? That's the beauty
Yeah.
of that technique. I feel like you can do it from any different angle and it's still gonna like work out.
Work.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because you have a basis. Okay, I floated like this. Or like for my other people, like y'all, any of the any people in the live or like writers or anything, just do it on your voice memo. And then when you go to the
Yeah.
studio or your home studio, you record it later. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? You already have the flows and everything. When you have all that together, I'm telling you, man, it makes your whole process so much easier.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm sticking with that. I'm
Yeah.
sticking with that one, bro.
That. Yeah. And captions. It came out in September, and it's still. I love it that it's one of those songs that is still like popping social media wise and out there. Like with
Yeah,
the
man.
captions challenge, and you just dropped the
Yeah.
video. Like
Yep.
how has it been just for you to like take it all in? Because that's dope that you dropped the video. Super dope. I love the whole concept. I
Yeah, I
love
was
the
gonna say, how you
crowd.
like the video? You like the
Oh,
video?
super dope. Like I love look and the lights, and it was just super cool. I think and I think
Appreciate
people
that.
today don't, especially if you're like independent or a new artist, they don't put too much into their video. It's like, yo,
Yeah,
invest in yourself
I
to
was gonna
make it
say,
something
yeah.
super dope.
Dude, I'm telling you, that was my so those were all my ideas on paper, man. That
Yeah,
was the nail in the coffin for me that really made me, like, I could say I was proud of myself, because I put a lot of pressure on myself to live up to my own expectations. So like
yeah.
when it came to that, like I remember when I had the directors and they asked me exactly how I wanted to do it, I was like, I got out my notes on my phone and I
Mm-hmm.
was like, brainstorm, and I just brainstormed a bunch of stuff, and I was like, let me imagine a world of captions where you escape from reality, and that's what it really
Mm-hmm.
is when we're on Instagram. We're escaping from reality, problems,
Yeah.
issues, anything, video games. For me personally, like with all this Corona stuff, I go to video games because I don't want to hear it right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
I don't want to be stressed. I have anxiety myself, so I'm not gonna just keep making it reoccur when I know what's going on. So like with captions, I wanted to make it to where go to a new world and Tron world. No pun
Yeah.
intended, right? But and I have the whole theme like that, and then just make it super futuristic, kind of make it like an awareness thing. That's why the girls are like mesmerized by their phones, because that's what we're doing right now.
That's the truth
Everyone's
though.
mesmerized. Yeah. But it's okay. But it's just like
Yeah.
it's an awareness thing. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't want to. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
preaching anything. I'm just like hey, we're living in the world of captions, bro. It's true. Hey, so let's have fun with it. You know what I'm saying? And so,
Exactly.
excuse
Yep.
me. So for me, that being put to life, I just hit 200,000 views on YouTube for it. So I'm like, oh man,
Oh,
that's dope.
congrats.
You know,
That's awesome. Yeah.
I'm like, man, that's motivating. You know what I'm saying? And when and when it goes back to even the September stuff, it's like captions was done in June, and I actually had a listening party, and I had 5 songs, and I kind of
Okay.
wanted it to be a democracy of unbiased ears. So I had
Okay.
like
Yeah.
70 unbiased ears show
Mm-hmm.
up. I had Romeo from Rolling Now host the event. I was like, pretty much, you guys gonna raise your hand if you guys, whichever song you guys like, raise your hand. And whichever one gets the most votes is gonna go forward, and we're gonna shoot a video for it. I'm gonna move forward for it. You know what I'm saying? As my first
Yeah.
official single. Because with Reflections, I just put it out there as to I didn't really promote it. I wanted I did not want to promote it. I wanted it to
Yeah.
be as organic, as independent as possible, and that's
Mm-hmm.
why I always want to be able to go back. That's my basis right there, and then
Yeah.
captions is my next basis. So oh my gosh, I forgot what I was just saying. Oh my goodness, I was talking about the
No, you're talking about like captions, just how the video and how, it matters really in the day and taking advantage of it.
Yes, and so so when I was able to pretty much put that on paper. Oh, I was going back to like when it was first done. So captions got the most votes that day, and everyone raised their hand. They were like, "Yeah, we want that one." I was like, "Okay, cool." Captions wins. I remember I performed. You guys like, raise your hand, and whichever one gets the most votes is gonna go forward, and we're gonna shoot a video for it. I'm gonna move forward for it. You know what I'm saying? As my first official single, because with Reflections, I just put it out there as to. I didn't really promote it. I wanted. I did not want to promote it. I wanted it to be as organic, as independent as possible, and that's why I always want to be able to go back. That's my basis right there, and then captions is my next basis. So oh my gosh, I forgot what I was just saying. Oh my goodness, I was talking about the
No, you're talking about like captions, just how the video and how, it matters really in the day and taking advantage of it.
Yes, and so when I was able to pretty much put that on paper. Oh, I was going back to like when it was first done. So captions got the most votes that day, and everyone raised their hand. They were like, "Yeah, we want that one." I was like, "Okay, cool." Captions wins. I remember I performed it live, and just like then, it was great. It was fun, and then the song wasn't even finished. And so then the next week, I was like, "All right, let's go back in." We went back in and finished the song, and after that, the whole viral thing, that was the crazier part, because I had the actual idea of bringing people together with a challenge, because it is, captions. I was like, my first song, I want to bring people together regardless, And this is before TikTok was like huge, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, let's maybe just bring people together. So we had Phil Wright, shout out to my man Phil Wright, did the actual challenge itself, and he came up with the technique, and about a week or two before I actually flew out, because I just flew out to Detroit for my mom's shows, just because I wanted to see, I'll fly, like if they're doing something, I don't have anything going on, I fly out.
Check it out.
I love seeing their shows. They're great. So
Mm-hmm.
I flew out to the Detroit and Cleveland show. As I was about to go to the airport, I was like, oh yeah. I was like, yeah. She was like, yeah. I forgot I wanted to do the challenge. I was like, oh, that's right. I forgot I got the challenge going on, because a few people did it already. You know what I'm saying? And so then when she got in the front of the bus, and then it was a tour bus, and then and the thing was, I'm not a dancer, so I'm not about to do the full challenge. That's why I came in at the end, and I was like, you know what I'm saying? Because it was just like, to me, I was just like, oh, it's just just doing the challenge. I'm not expecting anything out of this. The song's not out yet, so I'm expecting it to be another dance challenge, and we click and we just keep moving on or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So then by the time, and here's a funny part about that. We were doing like a couple different takes. Like they did like a few, because people in Detroit obviously noticed that she's outside doing this. So they're like, oh my God, like stopping the cars. The dude stopped the bus. Like by the time it was like 15 people before the actual, I wish I could have recorded like the actual people behind us. So this
everyone around it.
So this one dude came by, because I was doing my little end part, whatever. And he comes in, he was like, dude, bro, you got some dope background dancers, man. I was like, and so then of course, my mom wanted to play along, so she goes like, oh yeah, no, we've been dancing with him for 20 years now. He's like, yeah, rock on. It was funny, man. So then by the time I got to the airport, everything's blowing up, and I'm like, wait, what's going on? I'm on to get on the flight back to Atlanta. What's going on? And then that's when, so then I'm like, oh my God, we got to get this thing out. We got to get this thing out. So, I got to get the mix right. I got to get everything together, man. And so, it was so last minute, because everyone was asking where the song was. And so then I put snippets on, and we got it as fast as we can, and as fast as we could. And now, and then of course the video was following up. So I just had to get the right management, the right team, and everything. And then I shot the video back in February, and and so now for me, I'm like, oh my God, finally got it done. Finally got my video out. That is that is on paper, just like my graduation, my music, my degree, it's on paper. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's a documented. So, you know, and whatever comes after this, you know, that's my basis. And so now I
Yeah.
got a new single that's about to come out soon. It's called Arson. That's going to be coming out in the next month, and I'm going to have
Oh,
visuals and stuff for that too. And for me, it was just, you know, because everything happened so fast, it was just so much of a like, we just got to get this thing together. You know what I'm saying? We
Yeah.
got to get this right. And so that was, and that's why it was that way. And oh my gosh, and I got challenges from all over the world, man, all over the world. And
Yeah. I was saying that's super dope
shout out
before
to every
TikTok
single
too.
person who did. Yeah, and that's the thing. TikTok was blowing up, and I'm still getting TikToks now. So that's why I'm doing another challenge for this song too. And I'm of course making the caption challenge because I still get the videos.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I got it, man. I got this crazy one from TikTok the other day from one of my fans, and she, oh my gosh, she was like, I remember she like threw like some plastic at herself, bigger than plastic. Like it was a lot of play on words, man. It's so cool. And if you see my TikTok, I don't have anything posted yet because I'm gonna put a compilation of my caption challenges as
That makes
my
sense.
first post, and then
Mm-hmm.
I actually have some straight up TikTok challenges that I'm just gonna post because you know that they're posting my song. I appreciate my fans always. So like, and the next song I'm just gonna be so like officially organized, and it's gonna have you know the challenge follow up when and as soon as the song is out, challenge is out. Yes, they'll be able to get the song right then and there. You know what I'm saying? But that's
But I was just saying that's super dope. That like the
no,
anticipation.
that's what I'm saying. I love it
awesome.
that it was that way, man. I love it that it was this way because I didn't like. I felt it was as organic as possible, and everyone was asking what's the song in the video, and I was like, oh man. And you know, and I've had, of course, my I did like a few radio runs and stuff before all this pandemic stuff just stopped everything.
Yeah.
I had a few shows get delayed and canceled too. You know, it is what it is. But during those times, you know, I'll be at the radio stations, and then they'll finish playing my song and stuff, and they'll be like, you know, that was actually good. That was actually good.
Yeah.
You know, I was expecting it not to be, you know, and I'm used to that at this point. You know what I'm saying? I know people are probably not expecting it to be quality because of the whatever. You know what I'm saying? But
Stereotype.
that's why, that's why I always encourage my fans and anyone around to just never listen to whatever everyone else is saying, man. You're not anything besides what you are. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And again, I had to get to this point, you know? I have my own trials and tribulations. I had to get to this point, but I feel like getting it before 25 was a really good thing for me because now I really have a head-on control of my career. And whenever this stuff stops, I'm going to be able to do my tours in peace, and I'll be able to, you know, I feel like I'll be able to have a good reputation out there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not having to deal with a lot of stuff because anything I had to deal with, let's just say I dealt with it before, you know, before all this stuff happened. You know, that's why I'm happy that it happened the way it happened, man. I have no regrets now. I'm more happy than I've ever been now because things happened the way they did, and you know, my parents are really proud of me because they know that it happened the way that it did. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You know, it's super dope too. Like, what's one piece of advice from your mom and dad that they have told you that has really stood with you throughout this industry? Because it is a, you know, dog eat world. This industry is a beast, and people don't understand that. You know, especially people that don't have anyone backing them or really know anything about the industry.
Yeah, and you know, man, and the more I'm in this thing, I'm telling you, the more I'm like, my heart goes out to people who really don't have any introduction as to anything besides a contract in their face and their life being sold away onto no bounds that they know.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why, I mean, you know, both my parents have come back from some pretty, you know, from some bounces that they need to bounce back from. And then, and of course, mom especially got such a good team around her that she was like, if you do get into this industry, you're going to be straight as far as that part goes because, you know, live and learn, right? You didn't let me go down that path, and everything else I got to figure out myself. You know what I'm saying? Best advice I pretty much gotten was, of course, being aware, but the realism part of it, they're going to open me with daggers, but sometimes those daggers will turn into roses. And, you know, but the daggers come first. And sometimes those roses will produce more daggers. Tough love. Exactly. It's in short term. Tough love. I have an advantage, so that makes me have to prove more. That's fair. Life isn't fair, but stipulations deserve to be fair, right? So I feel like coming from a background that does give me knowledge, a sight, kind of like if you don't have a radar in a game and then you have an ability that turns your radar on, you know, I'm at an advantage. But it also puts me at a disadvantage because they're like, he's at an advantage. So he has to deliver more since he's at an advantage. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? So since that's the case, I've always based my whole criteria. Okay, all right, I'm gonna prove myself. That's okay. You know, I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep pushing. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? And it's not. And that's the thing that I feel like a lot of people will get confused is that you don't have to really do too much to separate yourself from the rest of the craft.
Yep.
So for me, yes, I have dumb loads of tattoos. I'm inked up. I
Yeah.
live the way I live. I've been dying to look this way since I was 5. That's why I got the whole time fly by thing from.
But
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I've always wanted to be able to express myself. So I've always been a big advocate of just expressing yourself. But you don't always have to go over the top just to show. You just have to show that you're serious about your craft, and the rest will follow suit.
exactly.
You know, the
Yeah.
rest will follow suit.
That's the truth. It's such the
Yeah.
truth. Yeah.
Yep.
You know,
Hey, truth always comes out, man. Truth always
it
comes
sure
out.
does. A matter of time, you know.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you know, you're a Gemini. I'm a Gemini too. I'm June 10th. So
June
yeah,
10th?
Gemini brothers.
Hey,
Yeah, yeah,
second, sir. Yes,
yeah.
sir.
So
Yeah.
what are you gonna do? Because I don't like. I was saying to myself, I'm like, dang, do I want to just like
I
skip my
know.
birthday for this year? Because we
I
don't know
know.
what's really gonna. You know, they're saying end of
You
May.
don't know what's
At
gonna
least I'm
happen.
in Chicago, and it tells for us we get to the end of May. But I'm like, that could just
Right,
be
right.
extended to June. So I'm like, dang. But like, what do you want to do for your birthday in this different world we're living in right now?
Man, right now because like that's what I was thinking. I was like, you know, every year for my birthday I do something pretty like extraordinary. At least
Yeah.
extraordinary for me. Like the biggest one I had was when we spent the night at the Georgia Aquarium and I had all my friends. That was like my 16th birthday or something like that.
Uh huh.
But man, this year, because I'm so all about safety, I'm really thinking like I don't have any plans yet. I think of like when it gets closer to it, I'm gonna probably like it just matters, man. You know, I know this is very, very far from being resolved, but and I'm not
Yeah.
in a rush to get out either, you know. So I'm not in a rush to have a party as well. I really want to be able to get through this, sacrifice a few months for the rest of my life, if that's the case.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's looking at it as a human being. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We're not invincible to these things. I have asthma,
Yeah.
so I have to be realistic too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I have a lot of dreams and goals that I need to live up to for me before I die. And whatever age that
Yeah.
comes, I want to be able to say that I did that shit before I died,
Yeah.
wherever I end up. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't really have a lot of plans right now, but I think that maybe an IG live thing with the fans or something like that to bring it in. If my fans like that, you know, you guys definitely let me know. We'll do something cool. Besides that, you know, maybe do some my girlfriend, I think maybe it's like an Airbnb, but I was like, you know, again, I don't know because the public stuff,
Yeah.
I'm not sure about that. So, you know, I'm gonna figure it out, but you know, it's definitely one of those things. It's just like it's crazy to have to think that way. I had a show lined up May 31st.
Who would ever think, right?
Yeah, I was gonna perform the John Singleton show May 31st. Tyrese and Ludacris were also performing. You know, John Singleton passed away. He's directed tons of movies, and I was gonna open up for that show. And I had some South Carolina dates. I had some Atlanta dates. I had a lot of stuff lined up. You know, so I'm looking forward to this stuff being over. But until then, I'm gonna keep dropping music. And by the time it's over, I will have a whole stuff lined up. So that's that was a funny thing because like the couple times I did perform captions, I was like, you know, I'm gonna need something really soon. I'm gonna be playing a lot of encores. I'm gonna need a new song pretty soon, man. And that was why I was like, during my whole process of all that, I was just working, just building more songs. So I really have like 25 songs plus in the vault, and I'm in the studio today about to make 2 more just because I'm just moving. That's all I can do. You know what I'm saying? If I don't work, I go crazy. Like I get stressed out. I start getting uneasy. I just like it just gets crazy. I have anxiety issues and stuff. I need to work. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you on that because I'm the same way. I gotta keep, especially like in this quarantine, you have to keep. Like, I don't know, some people just watch TV all day. I'm like, I can't do that. I gotta keep busy.
No, my girlfriend and I was like, I might start getting back on my piano and just doing that like more. Like I'm back on my drum set heavier nowadays. You know, I'm exploring more. I'm exploring different beats. You know, this is the best time to do whatever you need to do. If you want to get in the best shape possible, workout. This is the time. You want to become a podcast person. If you want to, you know, learn how to plant a freaking watermelon garden. Now is
it.
Freaking time, dude.
No one has no excuse.
I'm trying to really think of, you know, what can we do different every day? What can we learn every day? You know, I watch a lot of documentaries and podcasts myself. I'm actually watching the Tiger King episodes. I didn't see the new Tiger King. Did you see the new Tiger King episode?
I still have to watch it. I haven't watched it yet.
Dude? Bro, you gotta watch it, man. It's so.
Yeah, everyone's been telling me. They're like, Nick, you gotta watch it. I was like,
I
gotta check it out.
If you don't listen to them, listen to me.
Listen,
that thing is crazy, man.
I'm definitely gonna check it out.
So but like, you know, finding new things every day is definitely is in my arsenal right now.
Dope. Well, yeah, you know, to wrap up, like you said, we don't really know when, but what's on your bucket list right now with your career? What's on your bucket list for after this quarantine and everything's pretty much back to normal?
Album first. Well, I wouldn't even say album first, just because I feel like after. Well, okay, because I'll be releasing music throughout this whole thing. So I say by the end of this thing,
Yeah.
whatever that might be.
Yeah.
And as far as what I want, man, I that's why I didn't want to start this prematurely, man, because I just wanted to be able to say made it in the history books, of music, and that would be, Hall of Fame, get my own star in Hollywood one day. That's all things.
Yeah.
See him in the hallway. It's the biggest motivation in the world for me.
Yeah.
It's the biggest motivation because I literally can pick them up and it's right there in my face.
Yeah.
I can get that one day if I work hard
Yeah.
enough. You know what I'm saying? It's like a mission for me.
It's super
So
dope.
if I can get to even half the things on my bucket list, I can die peacefully, man. Honestly, like I can, and obviously, down the list having a family of my own and passing my legacy down. Whatever I create, I want to be able to pass on to my
Yeah.
son and daughters, or whatever. I only want to have 2 kids right now, so I'm
Mhm.
gonna say son and daughter. But but you know what I'm saying? I want to be able to pass it on. And my mom and I actually had a joke. I was like, just what she said. She was like, it's great that you're a second generation and everything, but I feel like we might need to switch it up the third time. It's a lot of music. We might need like a doctor, some cosmetics or something. I was like, yeah, it's great, but when it comes to real society contribution for like, some things, you know what I'm saying? We might need some,
Yeah. Yeah.
we might need like a real estate guy, some more lawyers or something. It's funny, man. Hey, my kids get into it. Hey, I'm gonna be super dad. You know what I'm saying? I'll be super
That's
dad if
awesome.
they in it or not, bro. I'll be super dad if they're in it or not. But if it's up my lane, be up my lane.
Dope,
Yeah.
dope. Well, no, Tron, I just want to thank you so much for taking the time out because I know, people are still busy. That's the thing. And,
Oh yeah,
I'm
I'm
looking
working
forward
as
to the
we speak.
music.
But I'm working as
Yeah.
we speak. I'm about to get in the lab after I got one more interview coming up, and then I'm just back working. So I mean, hey, I know it's grind mode though. It's still
Yeah.
grind mode. That's why I'm
Exactly.
happy that
Yeah.
everyone's. I should say I'm happy that I see society sticking together, especially like in the social media world. That's why I mean it's cool. It's cool to see everyone's not turning on each other during a time like this.
Hmm.
It's more reformation. And on the flip side, if you guys really want to look at it from a world standpoint, the planet's doing pretty good. There's a lot of pollution that's reducing. There's a lot of less
Yeah.
trucks outside. If you look at the
There's a
LA
lot of
sky,
great things out of this,
they
really.
look pretty freaking amazing. Look outside LA right now. If
Hmm.
you look at the sky comparison, global warming's going down. So I hate this, right? But I understand. I feel like that. I feel like it's working its way through. And I feel like there's another flip side to it too. And just stay positive.
Yep.
I just encourage everybody to
Exactly.
stay positive, man. Stay busy. Don't go crazy. It ain't gonna be forever. Don't
Yeah.
don't drink yourself to hell. Don't fucking go crazy in your in your house or whatever. Just find activities,
Yep.
find hobbies. This and the beauty of social media. Everything is free. You can find yoga class. You can find violin instructions. It don't matter.
Anything.
Anything.
To
So I
teach
had a
yourself
challenge coming.
anything and
Yeah, you
everything.
teach yourself
No
anything
problem.
nowadays. Yeah. So I have a challenge coming up soon with my new song, and then you guys can hop on that too, and I'm sure we'll be back talking about that as well. So
Yeah. Yeah.
it's a pleasure as well. It's a pleasure getting an
Yeah.
interview from you, man, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. And I can't wait for the tour. I'm really pumped for you to hit
Yes. What do you think I
Chicago, hit
should call it?
everywhere.
What do you think? If you had to say, what should I call my tour?
I, to be honest, I just like Tron Tour.
The
Like,
Tron tour,
I just like
Tron's
something
World Tour.
simple. I think it just stands so like good. Like I think some people put too much into their tour name where it's like
True.
it's not necessary. I
Right.
think just sometimes it's simple. It's simplistic. Like less is more, I think, with tours. That's
Yeah.
what I think.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. I might just call it Tron.
Yeah, just Tron. Like,
I just call
yo,
it Tron, right?
come see Tron. Yeah,
Right,
that's all.
right,
That's all
yeah,
you need to
but
know.
hey, exactly. But until then, more music coming as we speak. I
Dope,
got
dope.
to my fans and to all my any new fans that I might get. Stay safe out there. Much love to everyone's family, and
Yeah,
your boy will be contributing to you guys' boredom and having a new
yeah.
challenge ready for you guys by sometime in May. I don't want to marry
No,
to any dates, but it's gonna be sometime in May. So we got a lot of stuff coming up, guys.
that's awesome. Well, no, Tron,
Precisely.
be safe, stay healthy. the fam, everyone, be safe. But yeah, I appreciate
Yes.
it. And look forward to the
For
new
sure,
music
man.
for
Thanks for
sure.
having me, bro. For sure.
Okay, you too,
Let's set
bro.
it again.
Appreciate it.
Oh yes,
Okay.
everybody follow me on Instagram at Time Fly By, TRON Music on YouTube, Spotify, Twitter, Time Fly By 97. A lot of stuff coming up on my YouTube, especially because of this time. Might be starting to stream my video vlogs, stuff, work processes. You know what I'm saying? I was even thinking of doing some kind of like songwriting exercise stuff. Tutorials to
Yeah.
help out people. Just cause, man. Contribute to society, be a good fucking person. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah. Why not? Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So so there's a lot of things coming, guys. So you and I'll be in touch as well. So I'm sure we'll be back,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, for sure, bro.
For
Okay,
sure,
yeah.
man.
Well, be safe.
Yes, bro. You too, man. God
Okay,
bless
thanks.
everybody.
Okay,
Shat.
appreciate